Okay, so in this video, I'm going to give you my thoughts on a micro uptrend, not a long-term trend, but just the next leg up. And then we're going to talk about some shorts here as well and what I believe is happening. So right now, if we're looking at the charts here, I believe that today we are going to close green again, which is fine. Like I said, anything building out this floor is going to be perfect. So certainly some sideways movement. Anything in this zone really, I'd say be grateful because this is a historic run here for Dogecoin. If this is the first video you're watching, 8 green days has not happened at any point in time, even in 2021 for Dogecoin. So this is the most aggressive uptrend we've had since the initial bull run for Doge has started. So all this is a blessing. Being up here and at the top of the zone here, trending along and not breaking trend, everything is going smoothly. So where does that leave us for, let's say this floor builds out over the next couple of days like we need it to, and where does that leave us as far as sort of going higher? Well, this trend here, as we know, this is the current one we're on would technically take us through 18 cent. We could extend it out further, but we've seen with the explosive price action, us even going to 21 cent the other day. The question is, what are those levels in the 20 cent range? So when we are talking about the gaps and resistance points in the 20s, we'll have to go back to look at some of the historic levels over here. And I've already done that, but I want to just point out some that are significant. And you have to understand that the 20s is a battleground for Doge, right? But there are significant gaps in there where price action gets really, really explosive. So you'll see a bunch of red candles here on the descent. This is in 2021. You'll see a bunch of red candles, a lot of back and forth here, and some longer wicks. So there were some big pushes here from 18. This is in December of 2021. There were some big pushes here from 18 to around 22 cent, which is something what we saw recently, right? So Dogecoin is behaving normally like it does in these price ranges. So the question is, what's this battle zone going to look like? And I don't believe that we're going to see this much red this time around. Why? Just because of the significance of the buying pressure that we're seeing right now. Like right now, the buying pressure is exceeding. I don't even think even the perma bulls expected there was going to be this aggressive this early on. Like we're really early into the cycle for those to be making these kinds of moves. So this is going to change things quite a bit because even technically the 12 cent range when we were talking about it, Doge going to 12 and then going to 16. The 12 cent range was supposed to give Doge more trouble. And it tore through that range like toilet paper. Like it was just nothing to like blow through it. And it didn't even really consolidate back there. It just went straight to the next range, which was 16, and then started threatening 20 cent, which was like I couldn't even foresee that with the charts. That was just unexpected. So I think that we're probably going to see some more of that in this run. Probably, I believe that where we'll get the biggest thing is probably around the 30 cent range. Because I think once we get to, if we take a look at the charts, if we're looking at 25 cent, because we got the 21, I think 25 cent will kind of be that area where people are starting to take profit. I think shorts will become a little bit aggressive around there, just from like the psychological aspect, and that fear will get there. But if we do blow through that and come through that with any closing those candles out with conviction, we're looking at gaps to 30 cent, 35 cent. And I believe that kind of will be, if you look here, even if you kind of have like this bowl here, you can say that this is around 35 cent because this is between August and October, and we made it back to challenge that and was rejected twice. So that I believe that if we're looking at like as far as like the next run, probably while Bitcoin is playing in like the 70s and 80s, I think that we're looking at a run possibly to around 35 cent. And I'm not saying that the 20s and the 30s won't give us trouble, but I say somewhere between like 28 and 35 will be a good consolidation range for like the next zone. And I'll chart this out and see if that lines up. This is just kind of me looking at it. I'll do the math and my formula and stuff, and we'll see, because it's been proven to be pretty accurate for Doge. So otherwise, this is doing really good, and shorts are not confident that they're going to be able to kind of enter right now. We can take a look at that, because we've been talking about that for the past few days. And let's take a look, because earlier this was green. It was a little higher than this here, and it's kind of red, but right now they're being very cautious. And like I said this morning, licking wounds from this whooping they got here. So we'll see as far as when they get the confidence again. And you kind of use this as an indicator to kind of know how they're feeling, if they feel like Dogecoin is about to crash. Because let's be honest here, if you are a permabull on Doge and you hate Doge for whatever reason, you're like, hey, I believe it's going to crash, this candle would be going to the heavens right now. They just got out. They would say, okay, now's our opportunity to make money. This candle would probably be the same size as this red one or bigger. But this lets you know that they're not sure. They're not sure right now, even if with the volume, even if with it bumping around 15 to 18, they are not confident right now that it's going to have that sell-off. The buying pressure, right? Even the size of the candle and the buying pressure is too strong for them to have confidence that they should jump in. And it makes sense. Like from a short perspective, you certainly don't want to take those kinds of losses back to back. Like this here, there's not enough selling pressure for them to say, okay, well, this candle they're threatening to close lower today. We may have 2 red days in a row. It doesn't, unless we have a significant sell-off within the next few hours, it's very unlikely that we're going to have 2 red days in a row. So it's looking like Doge is going to close higher again today. Either way, again, it's fine as long as we're building out this floor here. I think, in my opinion, I would like for us to have a couple more days in this range and just ascend to the next level, because you never know what curveball that we're going to get, and we may need to come grab some liquidity. And I'd rather this range be on the higher side than on the lower side. And even with Powell talking today, he was saying that people were kind of putting some hope in him out there about rate cuts and all that good stuff, and he's staying true to his word, higher for longer, and he's going to wait to get more evidence before they start cutting rates and bringing things down. So I think the market is responding relatively well. I think that was kind of priced in with the sell-off the other day. We didn't see a huge reaction, at least in crypto. I know some stocks kind of sold off like as soon as he sat down. But other than that, it's been kind of trending very great. The economy is doing well. And I think even without the threat for rate cuts coming this month, I think it's only a 4% chance that they were talking about rate cuts. So I think they may even revise their current agenda and kind of push those out for a little later in the year, just holding on to what he said last time as far as for higher for longer. So macros, there's nothing, I don't believe there's anything on the short-term horizon macro-wise that's going to kind of throw a monkey wrench into the trend right now for crypto. So that kind of alleviates that. That was the only thing I was kind of waiting on as well, because I was like, macros do affect the micro, so we could see a sell-off because of something Powell says, or starting the printing press back up, anything. You'd have to kind of brace for that. So that didn't happen. So we are on track to build out this floor and ascend to like that next level. So I believe it is very likely that we will have some FOMO in this range around the 21 cent. I know a lot of people kind of took profits, and everybody, even how I'm gauging on like X and YouTube, people are asking, oh, where do I get in? Where do I get in? So there's a lot of interest, even at these levels, and it's looking like we're not going to be able to get some of those lower levels unless you're fortunate to try and catch it down here. But again, we may close lower today. So a lot of that capital is actually sitting on the sideline. And once we close at these levels, that capital will start coming in, because people will say, okay, well, I don't want to miss the next leg up, and it doesn't look like it's going to go down. So I'm going to go ahead and make my acquisition now. 100% is 100%, right? So, from 12 to 24 is 100%, and from 16 to 32 is 100%, right? And all of that next leg up, 32 is in the striking range, 100% is 100%. So people are not, some gains are better than none. So, and I believe that's kind of going to be the attitude once we get some more closures in this range here without going lower. So overall, that is my price prediction for the next leg up. That is my update on shorts, and we will check in and see what is happening a little later on. If you found value in this video, make sure you subscribe, like the video, share it with a friend, and I will see you guys in the next update.